This episode is brought to you by Olive and June.
And I'm a brand new fan of Olive and June because we're going to be talking about their gel polishes, which we're really excited to get. But prior to even this, like 2 weekends ago, Mats and I were out and he treated me to 2 Olive and June polishes that I painted my toes, and they look so good.
I love painting my nails at home. As you know, Olive and June delivers up to 21 days of flawless wear with a high gloss shine that won't chip, lift, or dull. There's no damaging removal thanks to their new peel off base coat and salon speed soak off system. Say goodbye to the drama of gel removal.
Olive and June's new gel mani system includes everything you need for a salon quality manicure in one box, and you can customize it with your choice of 6 gel polishes, which breaks down to less than $2 a manicure. There's a custom 5-finger LED lamp and the iconic poppy for easy painting with your non-dominant hand.
They also have a high-performance cleaner solution, HEMA-free, 15-free, and always cruelty-free and vegan.
I used to be a huge salon manicure kind of girl. Like, I was getting my gel every couple weeks, and I have to say, like, when I stopped doing that, I realized how much more of my life I had back.
Yeah, I have to be honest. I used to think that going to get a manicure and pedicure was relaxing, but I don't know what happened in the last few years, but
it was a sudden shift.
It does not feel relaxing anymore. It just kind of feels like I'm being pushed around and I have to leave. And that is why I switched to doing my nails at home.
I have to say, I think I'm probably the most excited for the peel off base coat, because that has been like the thing that has stopped me prior to this from getting into doing an at-home gel manicure.
Yeah, my nails actually got pretty damaged too because of all the scraping. And I asked him to stop doing that at the nail salon, and they're pretty resistant to that. So I like that I can be at home and, control that myself. I'm also really looking forward to all the shades that they have. They have 60 plus best-selling colors.
I'm so excited. CV red is like that, like perfect orangey red, which is like my favorite shade to wear.
Visit oliveandjune.com/blame me for 20% off your first Olive and June gel mani system.
That's OLIVEAND.com/BLAMEME for 20% off your first Olive and June gel mani system. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of
Don't Blame Me.
Yes, this is a podcast where we give you wonderful, amazing, life-changing advice. And if you want to call in, write in. Those are your only 2 options. Or you could just listen. But hey, we love when someone's like, oh my God, finally something absolutely horrible or catastrophic happened in my life. Now I can't wait to call you guys. Like, I love that can be like a slight positive spin on a tough time. Maybe I should call in and do a voice for my life.
You can also just write in.
Perfect. Maybe I'll do that next week. If you want to call in, the voicemail is 310-694-09, or the phone number. Sorry. You'll go straight to voicemail. You don't have to worry about us answering unless like Melissa's feeling in a silly, goofy mood and the Google voice number goes off. Sometimes it goes off while we're recording. 310-694-0976. International listeners and people who are just, you want to send a voice memo instead, send it to meghanpodcast@gmail.com. You can also type out your submission to that same email, or you can send us a DM with it on Instagram, or you can fill out the form, which is listed in the show notes, as well as in our bios on social. So for all of those, you have to be over 18. Tell us how old you are. It is anonymous, minus your age. But if you want to like tell us the names of these people, do so in a way that's not actually their real names. Lie. And don't lie for the rest of it. Be honest and be truthful, because we don't want there to be holes in the story, because we're brand new to the story most often.
Yeah. So please, not just like be truthful, but give the full story.
Yeah. Because the context, if your context is important, we agree, include it. Include it. And like, if you hate someone, or it's like, oh, we've got a bad relationship, give us examples why. Like the thing I would say is like, format it how you would how they teach you how to do it, like a paragraph in school, of being like, give us your thesis. or like a essay. Give us your thesis, give us your evidence to back that up, and then end it with what you're looking for some advice on. And we do our best to help you. We want to help.
We just don't want to fill in blanks for you because we might be filling in the wrong information.
Yeah. What if we fill it on and you're like, wow, that made it sound so much worse than it is? How are we to know? How is anyone to know? So submit, and we can't wait to hear from you, and we want to help you out. And always, you can always tell us if you're sensitive. We do keep that in mind.
All right. You ready to rock and roll?
Party on. So first up, I'm 18 in my first semester of college. I have a question about sex that has been stressing me out. Okay, well, you're 18 and I'm a little stressed that you're asking me a question about sex. I'm dating my boyfriend for almost a year now. He's a senior in high school back home while I'm living in the dorms, and we've managed to keep things strong so far. We love each other and talk about the future all the time, but I really feel conflicted about taking the next step. I'm a virgin, and I don't feel like I need to wait until marriage, but I also don't feel ready yet. I want my first time to be with someone I truly love and see a future with, and I do feel that way about him. But there are other factors in my head. We're long distance now, I'm adjusting to college life, and I don't know exactly how our relationship will look a year from now. We've already decided nothing will happen until I'm on birth control, but even then, I get mixed signals from myself. Sometimes when we're together in the heat of the moment, I think, yes, I could do this right now. But then 10 seconds later, my brain kicks in with all the doubts. You're not on birth control yet. You just started college. You don't know if this relationship will survive the distance. Like I'm stuck between desire and hesitation. Everyone always says you'll know when you're ready, but that feels like empty advice. How do you actually know? Am I overthinking, or is it normal to feel torn between wanting it and not being ready at the same time? I'd love any advice you can give me. Don't have sex with him.
You're in college. First of all, get on birth control. I think that might be, if you're ready to have sex, but you're just like, I don't know. But then you're like, I am, but I'm not on birth control. Get on birth control.
Part of me thinks you're not on birth control is because
you don't want to have sex with them. Yeah.
Yeah. Like when people give you the advice of like, oh, when you know, that it isn't actually empty advice. You're not ready because you don't know. Like, and that's like, it's like, well, okay, well, this is how it's supposed to feel. Like, sometimes I feel ready. That's not what they mean by like, when you know. It's like, there won't be that like doubt. There won't be those like stipulations or those things that you're like, well, and you won't create these like false barriers for yourself, because birth control is not a false barrier. Like, yeah, be on birth control before you have sex. But like the fact that you're not on birth control when you could be
ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you actually are like, I don't know, but I know if I'm in the moment that I want to, get on birth control. Mm-hmm. I think that takes out. And then that way, that's one less thing that you have to worry about. And then I think then you will actually, the empty advice of you know, it will actually be you know. Also, like, I think you're putting too much pressure on sex about quote unquote losing your virginity. It's just having sex. That's the thing. It's like there's so much build up. It doesn't have to be so much build up.
Yeah, but I think if you tie a lot of importance to it, then you should listen to that. Like, you should listen to yourself being like, okay, well, I want this to be with someone I have a future with and all of that kind of stuff. It's not that I want to wait till marriage. I would ask yourself the question, like, so then what's the alternative? Like, if you're like wanting it to be like someone you see a future with, like, what is the qualifications of that? Or are you not going to feel secure enough until you're engaged, until you, like, there's just this idea that like, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say that it's like false expectations, but like it is just sex, but like emotionally it can change things, and it can it just makes the stakes higher. And like, if it's one of those things where it's like, oh, if I have sex with this person, am I going to be devastated afterwards when we break up more so than I would have been if we had not slept together? To me, that's when people say, like, if you know, it's not really, yes, it's about the relationship, but it's more so about like your own like emotional capacity and well-being of being like, are you going to be okay for this happening? If you're like, well, no, I would never be okay with that, then you're not ready to have sex. Like, you have to know that like having sex with someone does not make the relationship more or less serious. Like, it is fundamentally just sex. And how I view sex is like, you should want to do it. The person you should be with should want to do it. And the way that you feel about each other, and this is just my own thing, like, you should care the same amount about each other. whether that's being in love, to hating each other, to liking each other, whatever it is, you should just be on the same page with how you feel about them, and that sex can't have strings. So I also, like, to be perfectly blunt with you, I think having sex for the first time with a long distance boyfriend who is in high school where you were in college is like not the thing to do.
Mm-hmm. And also, like, if you're still together, do you not see a future with him?
Yeah, I just...
Because that's right back to us in December.
Yeah. Like, there's just like, there's no... I also think that if you've been together for... Maybe this is my thing. If you've been together for a year and you were in high school together and you didn't have sex, having sex once you've already left for college, I don't think emotionally, because like you probably have like... I don't know if you went to college with like friends from high school, but like you're in a new place, like emotionally it is just like you're getting your footing, and then to do something that like would make a potential breakup down the road like just like much more painful is just like, I think, like reckless with your own emotions.
Yep. Like, is he planning on coming to college with you? Again, that means that you're seeing a future with him.
Mm-hmm.
So then what? I don't think it might not be him.
Yeah, and I think the only time that you're like yes is like when you're in the heat of the moment. To me, that's not really your real. That's hormones.
Yeah,
that's like being turned on. It's not really about like him. And if like 10 seconds later, like you are thinking something else, like that's, I think, the voice that you need to listen to versus just like urges and instincts. And yeah, I just wonder, because it's like, okay, we've been together for over a year. Is he the one who's like kind of pushing the sex and like, okay, we've checked the box, been together for a year, you're in college now, I want to have like a girlfriend who's in college who like I've had, like, you know, that's an expectation of sex and all of that. So I just think that this is not, if you know still applies, and like right now you don't know, and that's the answer.
So, get a vibrator. Actually, get the rose. No, that's two.
Yeah,
get something that's just gonna cover your clit.
And I hope you have a single, or at least don't do it when your roommate's there.
Yeah, do not. I mean, no, I thought that was obvious.
Some people.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we're gonna take a break, and when we get back, we'll get into the next one.
If you've shopped online, it's extremely likely that you've bought from a business powered by Shopify. You know that purple Shop Pay button you see at checkout? The one that makes the process from, I think I'm ready to buy, to, I can't wait till it gets here, so incredibly easy? That's Shopify. And there's a reason so many businesses sell with it, because Shopify makes it easy to start and run your business. Shopify is the commerce platform behind 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. It gives you a leg up from the very beginning, with hundreds of beautiful, ready-to-go templates to express your brand style, so you don't have to spend time coding a website. Shopify allows you to tackle all the important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. Plus, they have built-in marketing and email tools to help find and keep new customers, so you can easily spread your brand's word. And did I mention that iconic purple Shop Pay button that's used by millions of businesses around the world? It's the reason why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. Your customers already know it, love it, and actually use it. If you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. Shopify.com/realm.
Hey folks, I'm Nat, a host on Comic Sans, a podcast about comics for the curious. If you're looking for a podcast about comics that's light on lore, heavy on craft, and overloaded with laughs, Comic Sans might be for you.
And here we go, page turn.
Oh no! In In each episode, my co-host Yen and I read a different comic, talk about what we love, and break down exactly how the creators made it work. And we give you just enough context to read along with us. So whether you're looking for your first comic or your 500th, join us on Comic Sans. New episodes every other Thursday. Hey folks, I'm Nat, and for years I wanted to get into comics, but it always felt too complicated and I didn't know where to start. So I called my friend Yen, the biggest comic book reader I know, and started Comic Sans. Every episode we dive into a new comic, talk about what we loved, and break down how the creators made it work. We read comics of all sorts, from classic crime capers, to rom-com sports manga, to post-colonial vampire tales, and we give you just enough context to read along with us. It's like a book club for comics, or a tasting menu. So whether you're looking for your first comic or your 500th, join us on Comic Sans. New episodes every other Thursday.
We're back.
All right. Here's the next one. I've been dating my boyfriend who's 23 for almost a year. This person is 23, she, her. We live about 5 hours apart since I'm in grad school in Chicago and he's working in St. Louis, but we make it work. Honestly, I've never felt this way about anyone before. He's kind, he makes me feel safe, and after a history of really toxic relationships, it feels like I finally found something real. Here's where things get complicated. I also have this close friend named Mark, who I've known for years. He lives out of state. We've always been a long distance friendship, but he's the kind of person I can tell anything to. He knows about my messy breakups, my family drama, even my embarrassing crush phases. He's been like my emotional safe place. Out of nowhere last week, Mark confessed that he has feelings for me.
Oh my God, out of nowhere?
Seriously.
Okay.
I didn't see it coming at all.
Oh my God.
And now I feel stuck. I really value him as a friend and I don't want to lose that, but I also know if I tell him no, it's going to change things between us, maybe permanently. At the same time, if I tell my boyfriend about Mark's confession, I know he's going to expect me to cut Mark off completely. So I feel like I'm standing here trying to protect two really important relationships, and no matter what I say or do, I'm going to lose something. I do want to keep Mark in my life as a friend. Is it even possible to hold on to a friendship like this once somebody admits that they have feelings? Any advice would help. Thank you so much. Mark knew when he told you he had feelings for you, then it would change your relationship. And he went out on a limb for that. I think you being shocked that he has feelings for you.
I can't with that.
Like, for real.
I want to know how many like red lights you've driven through, you've run, how many stop signs you haven't stopped at, because like I fear you are deeply not perceptive, because like before you even got, when you're like, I have this friend Mark, and I'm like, okay, Mark's in love with you for sure. This whole thing of like, have you ever seen a rom-com? Like, have you ever read a book? Like, I don't think that this is ridiculous that he said this to you, nor do I think it's ridiculous that he would have these feelings, because like it really does sound like, you know, he's been the friend she's had all along.
Right. Because the last man that I also was friends with in this sense, did we end up getting together? Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm.
Also, did he have a girlfriend at the time when we were doing all this? Like, just talking. Never crossed any lines, but very much spilling guts things. Yeah. It happened because you become emotionally attached to that person.
Yep.
I do want to applaud you, though, because both these men are long distance. So you have great communication skills.
I wondered that. I was like, this is highly impressive. Like, I hope that you get to work from home if that's what you want. Because like, if you're being forced to go into an office, like you bitches don't know what I can do over Wi-Fi and a fucking stable connection.
Yeah.
Like,
and
the relationships
also,
I can foster.
I'm also wondering, and I'm not trying, you didn't ask this, and I'm not trying to read too much into what the information is that has been presented, but are you planning on being in the same city as your man at some point?
Great question.
Because or are you just like one of those people that are like, he can be over there and I'm going to be over here? And do you keep all your relationships at a distance?
That's a really good question. I didn't think about that. Also, where in the world are you and where in the world are these men? Because
She's in Chicago, and then her boyfriend's in St. Louis.
And that's, how far away is that?
I think they're like maybe 5 hours. I'm making that up, but
okay. That sounds right then.
yeah, it's a 4-hour drive, 4.5-hour drive right now,
yeah,
where there's traffic.
5 hours apart. I'm sorry.
Oh, it was in there?
It was in there.
Oh,
I missed that. But my other question is like, where does Mark, so you said I've known Mark for years. To me, that sounds like high school or middle school. That sounds like hometown. That doesn't sound like college to me, because I don't think you'd phrase it like I've known him for years unless you're just very much an old soul. So I think that, like, you know, not to be like toxic and like ship something that's like not your relationship. But I do think that it's naive to think that someone who has been your like emotional safe place, that there is no like other kinds of feelings there, just in general, from either side of you. But like Melissa said, like, are you planning on moving towards your boyfriend? Is your boyfriend planning on moving towards you? Or like, ultimately, do you see yourself settling down where you grew up? And like, does that put you closer back to Mark? Because at the end of the day, you should have seen this coming. But
unless they were legit like childhood friends, and it was never like, this person feels like my brother.
Well, okay, I would say you're right. I think if you would refer to him as your emotional safe place, like through high school, but I think if you would still refer to him as your emotional safe place at 23, this far long distance, I would say like there's something there, especially if it's been this way for like this long, like, and you not at any point ever referred to him as like, he's like my brother, which the really close guy friends that I have, if I was writing this about them, I'd be like, sorry, let me write this really quickly between vomiting everywhere, because my brother now wants to participate in incest. And not only do I have to shut him down, I now have to kill him. Like, it's like the way that I would talk about this would be so different. So to me, this doesn't, I think probably like subconsciously, this isn't as much of a surprise coming to you. But unless
you're just so not attracted to him and you're like, I never would see him that way. But
and then again, you're so kind for not telling us that.
You didn't mention it.
Yeah, then you're being like very, very kind in this. But like, if he's telling you his feelings for you, it is because he cannot maintain a friendship with you at this point. Like, that's just what that is. Because like, lots of people can fall for their friends and like not say anything about it, continue the friendship. But the same advice we give when someone like wants to possibly ruin the friendship or risk the friendship, it's like, only do that when you're like, the friendship is already ruined and I either am ghosting and this person's never going to see me again. I think I got hit by a car and like, bye. Or I have to tell them I have to shoot my shot, because I have to be done with this either way. Either I have to be done with the fact that we're just friends, or I have to take a step away from this friendship. So I don't really think it's within your control to maintain both relationships. And like, if you're not into Mark, that is like, it is what it is.
You're not rocking with Mark.
If you're not rocking with Mark, Mark's going to find someone who's rocking with him.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you don't want to, there's no way of doing this without hurting his feelings, because he has feelings for you. So just say, I'm not I really appreciate our friendship, and I'm not interested in pursuing this any further past friendship. And then,
I was going to say, I don't know that you don't have feelings for Mark. Like, you never actually say that. To me, it sounds like this is a possibility you would like to keep on the table, maybe not right now, but in the future. And like, you just don't get to make that call, because it's like, no matter what I say or do, I'm going to lose something. So,
I think it's because if she says something to Mark and he says, okay, and he's like, I can still be your friend, but then she's like, now I have to tell my boyfriend, and I'm scared that if I tell my boyfriend that Mark has feelings for me, then I'm going to lose my boyfriend because he wouldn't want me to stay friends with him.
Yeah. Would you ever stay friends with someone who still had feelings for you, or would that make you feel weird?
It made me feel weird.
Me too. So that's...
But I feel like because she has everybody at a distance, it just makes it easier.
It's true. Because, like, I would feel so uncomfortable, and, like, not that it would, like, discount our friendship or anything like that, and, like, I wouldn't feel like... But I would just feel bad.
I would also feel like I would have to walk on pins and needles because I don't want to give them the wrong impression about something I might do or say where it seems like I'm leading them on.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, like I wouldn't want to be too over enthusiastic when they talk about someone that they're dating, but then I also wouldn't want to talk about my relationship as much. Like I would just read into everything because I'd be so conscious of how it was making them feel. So, I mean, like maybe it's like so toxic of me that like your boyfriend like sounds great, but also like, you know.
I think because Mark has always been a friend to you, your boyfriend probably has also picked up on the fact that Mark likes you. And that's why you know that if you say something, because he's probably already brought it up. You didn't tell us that.
Already said.
He's already brought it up before. And you were like, no, he's my friend. And it's like, actually, he does like me.
Yeah. And like, if he really is that like super close friend of yours, if the friendship is meant to like be lasting, it will find a way to come back at some point. But ultimately, like, it could have just run its course and it sucks. But yeah, but I think if you are trying to, this is so toxic of me. And you just said you got to have toxic relationships. And here I am encouraging you to be just a little more toxic. But I think if like you were like, this is just not the right time for Mark. Like I picture myself with like, he's who I picture when I'm farther along in my life. He's who I picture, all of that stuff. If that's what you have like thought, or if you've ever considered him in that spot, but it's just not the right time, I think then I think you risk it and say, you know, let's try it, see if it works, go for it. But you lose the friendship either way. You lose the friendship whether you try it out with Mark if you're into him, or if you don't get to make the call to stay friends. Because right now you're friends with him, he's not friends with you. He likes you. And also, how does it feel to be so powerful? Like this just must be like, damn.
I got 2 men in different states.
Who has a better apartment?
But good luck with grad school.
Oh my God, imagine this on top of grad school.
Right.
Wait, yeah, also, this is giving me rom-com vibes. Are you a Virgo or a Capricorn? Those are the 2 I'm feeling.
All right. We're going to take a break. When we get back, we'll get to the next one.
From the darkest corners of our imagination comes a game show that's more ridiculous than terrifying. Welcome to Tickled to Death. I'm your host, Roz Hernandez, and I'll be guiding guests through the creepy questions and chaotic games, all to win the ultimate title of Horror Movie Champion. Listen to Tickled to Death wherever you get your podcasts, and hit follow unless you want the show to follow you.
Welcome to the realms of peril and glory. Explore the mechanically magical vistas of Vale, the paranormal mysteries of liminal London, and the cyberpunk chaos of Cyborg. Be awed by our incredible guests from familiar shows like Oxventure and No Rolls Barred. Search Realms of Peril and Glory to find out more.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Tom.
So big news to share, right?
Yes, huge, monumental, earth-shaking.
Heartbeat sound effect big. Meat is back.
That's right. After a brief snack nap.
We're coming back. We're picking snacks.
We're eating snacks.
We're rating snacks.
Like the snackologists we were born to be.
Mate is back.
Mike and Tom eat snacks.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
Unless you get them from a snack machine, in which case, call us.
Call us.
We're back, and it is time for the next one. I'm 24, she, her, and I've been with my boyfriend for just over a year. Everyone's at this year. And things between us are really solid. Well, I feel like I've been getting these ones on purpose. We talk a lot about our sex life. I'm nervous. And one thing came up recently that is we're both curious about having a threesome. Neither of us have ever done it before, but we both agreed it's something we would like to try at least once. For me, I'd feel more comfortable if it was with another woman. I think... Can't relate. I think two guys would be overwhelming.
I can balance the checkbook, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Come on. I can multitask. And not really what I'm looking for, but adding another girl feels like the right balance. The problem is I have no idea how to actually make it happen. I suddenly can't read again. Fuck. There's a girl who I work with who I think could be a good match. She's fun, flirty, and honestly, she's dropped a few comments here and there that make me think she might be open to something like this. But I have no idea how you even start that conversation without making it weird or risking the friendship we already have. Like, how do you go from, do you want to grab drinks after work to, hey, want to join me and my boyfriend in bed? No. Without being super awkward. I've read online that some people use dating apps specifically for this, which sounds safer, but I keep coming back to my coworker because I already know her and trust her. At the same time, I don't want to cross the line at work and ruin things if she's not into it. Is there a right way to approach this without making it messy? Nope. No. By the way, this is workplace sexual harassment.
You want to fuck your coworker. Like, don't just say it's because she's saying, like, you're attracted to her. You want to fuck her. Let's just admit that. Your
boyfriend doesn't even need to be there.
Let's just admit that first.
You're attracted to your coworker.
Second, do you plan on quitting your job anytime soon? Does she plan on quitting the job anytime soon? Because that's the only way you move forward with this.
No, but I truly think talking about and proposing a threesome to your coworker, I do think it constitutes as sexual harassment.
It is. That's why I'm saying you need to. The only way you can proceed with this if you stop working today.
Yeah, I'm not even like worried about this being like awkward or messy or ruining the friendship. Like I'm quite worried about you getting fired. Yeah.
So the way to move forward is to quit your job, maintain a friendship, and then be like, I want to fuck you. That is how we move through this.
I have to say, though, how much do you like her as a friend versus like how much are you just like attracted to her? Because if you're attracted to her, quit your job for the threesome and go for it. Yeah. If you really like her as a friend, I cannot stress to you how having the first threesome of your life with your your year-long boyfriend with your friend is such a horrible idea.
No,
because like a lot of people talk about like liking that idea, and as soon as you get there, not enjoying it, not fun, not what they want to do, and now you have a friend there who like is.
Yeah, so when I was in college, this guy that my best friend was talking to was like, I'll fly the both of y'all out so we can hook up. And I was like, we were both looked at each other disgusted. There's no way that I would ever want to touch her and she would ever want to touch me. That is disgusting. Like, that is my best friend. That's basically my sister. I don't want to touch her.
And I don't want to touch her man.
And I also don't want to be, I mean, they were just like talking. They weren't like,
okay.
Friend. They weren't in a relationship. I want to be in a threesome with two men. Yeah. I want to be the star.
Yeah, I can't relate to the part of that being overwhelming.
No, like, fantasy of mine.
Yeah, it sounds wonderful. I actually see no issue with that.
Yeah.
But like, I understand the like allure of being like, oh, this is someone who like I'm already comfortable with. This person's great. Unless this person is like, oh, this person I'm already comfortable with. I've already munched down on that box. Like, unless like your comfortability is like, she's already eaten me out, I've already eaten her out. Like, it is not the same thing of being like, oh, we're like we get along, because what you're doing when you're having sex is not like water cooler chat. Like getting along at work doesn't necessarily translate to that part of it. So like I can understand where it's like, well, I would feel it'd be really awkward with like a total stranger or someone I'm not comfortable with. But like that comfortability, I do not think directly translates to the bedroom. And also like, I don't know, I kind of think of it like a first date at a coffee shop versus like a first date at like Disneyland. Like you want to have something that is like the option to have 5 minutes in and out, leave, never see this person ever again, versus like going on a date to Disneyland with your neighbor. Like there is just like you now have two relationships that you have to maintain after this. And I do think that sometimes people think in a threesome situation, like if specifically a girl, like if you are, if there's even a part of you that is concerned about your boyfriend being attracted to her, that you feel like someone you know is a safe person because they wouldn't do that to you, that's like not the right way to pick someone, because you're now making it about like, oh my God, you're making it about your boyfriend and like him being this like ultimate desirable person, when in reality, like, yes, a threesome is supposed to like, it can aid in your relationship, but like, this is a real person who's the third person.
Yeah. So go to the dating apps if that's what you want to do. Do not pick somebody that you have to see day to day. And also, like, if she says no, you still have to see her.
That's what I mean. Like, there's no way to, and also like, she could like say no, it could be fine, and then she could sit on it for 2 weeks and be like, actually that made me really fucking uncomfortable, and then she wants to quit her job because she feels uncomfortable, and then she reports you because it's like another friend of hers is like, you shouldn't lose your job because your coworker made you feel uncomfortable. Yeah,
go to the apps, go to a bar, you both could be flirting with some girl there, like you have other options.
And I need to know what the comments she dropped, like a few comments that made her seem like she'd be open to something like this. Because like, I don't know how you drop those, like.
Maybe she saw a picture of the boyfriend on the desk and was like, oh, I'd love to take a ride. And it's like, okay, now you're.
Yeah, now you're more, this is sexual harassment in the workplace.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be super curious because I do think you are attracted to her.
Yeah.
And it might be coloring.
Maybe she is attracted to you, but like not at work. Like you can't do that.
No, and like maybe the hints she's been dropping is she wants to hook up with you, not your boyfriend. Like imagine like you're like flirting with your coworker and you're like, oh my God, this is going somewhere. And it's like, it's bringing your boyfriend to brunch, final boss. It's like, I thought we were going to hook up and why is a man here? Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Keep your job.
Unless she's explicitly said, I'd love to be your third. No. But even if she has said, don't do it while you still work together.
Nope.
What if it's terrible?
What if it's
bad? What if your boyfriend falls in love with her?
Well, that's what I think.
What if she falls in love with him and then you got a stalker?
Mm-hmm.
Now my gears are turning in my head for. I got a writing assessment for a potential job, and now I know exactly where we're going to start.
Perfect. Threesome turned wrong. And it starts at Radio Shack.
You got questions, we got answers.
Hey.
That was their slogan for those of you that were born after it went defunct.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. We're going to take a break. And when we get back, we'll get into the last one.
Are you looking for a podcast where you can learn about the juiciest historical events and people, but it really feels like you're just gossiping with your girlfriends over a glass of wine or two?
Well, that's why we created Right Answers Mostly, for what you didn't learn in history class, but you really wanted to. I'm your host, Claire Donald.
And I'm Tess Palomo.
Join us every Monday as we dive into the most iconic people and events and get ready to laugh along the way.
We covered all from Titanic to Kris Jenner, Studio 54, Marie Antoinette, even cults and crimes such as Charles Manson and Jonestown, every Monday wherever you listen to your podcast. Because history is just gossip.
Follow us at Right Answers Mostly for more.
Hi there, Fred Greenhalgh here, director of audio dramas like DC High Volume Batman and Star Trek Con. However, my one true love remains all things spooky, and I'm excited to say there's a new season of my horror podcast, Undertow. This season is called Familiar Haunts, standalone horror tales that reveal how the past is never truly gone, and humanity may be the most ruthless monster of them all. Familiar Haunts is available now. Find it by subscribing to Undertow wherever you get your podcasts, such as the app where you're listening to me right now. Search for Undertow.
There are vampires out there. They're beside you in the darkness, but what people don't understand is that they're not monsters. They're just going to work, living their unlives. But we are a dying breed. Those who came before me, they are fearful and are not content to sit back and just disappear. And they'll do anything to fix that. From the creators of Parkdale Haunt comes Woodbine, a podcast about monsters, dreams, and changes, those you want and those you never saw coming. Season 2 arrives September 24th, distributed by Realm.
I'm 23 and I graduated this past summer. Back in February, I started seeing a guy from my program. We were in the same major, shared a ton of classes, and spent a lot of time together. Things got physical quickly, and I developed feelings for him that were stronger than anything I've ever felt before. I don't like how this is starting.
No, this sounds so 23.
At the very beginning, I asked him if he was still with his ex. I'd heard rumors, but he swore they were done and said he wasn't built for cheating. I believed him. But toward the end of the semester, the red flags piled up. One night at his house, two girls casually told me in the bathroom that he was happier with me than with his girlfriend. I froze. When I confronted him, he brushed it off, saying we had already talked about this. Later on our senior bar crawl, I pressed his roommate for the truth. He admitted my guy never broke up with his girlfriend, but was afraid to end it because she was crazy. After graduation, I tried to let it go, but we still text every day. A few weeks later, he admitted his girlfriend wanted to get back together. So are they together or not?
Oh, he's addicted to lying.
He also told me I had started as an experiment in bed, but ended up becoming more important to him. Since then, nothing has really changed. He still flirts, sex, and treats me like I'm more than just a friend. I still have intense feelings for him, but this whole situation has wrecked my confidence and made me feel like I can't trust anyone. Do I cut him off completely or tell him how I really feel and risk more heartbreak? I'm so lost and need advice. Girl.
Where are your friends? I have to say, though, kudos to those two random girls. By the way, why are there two random girls in this apartment? But kudos to the two random girls.
They were having a party.
Okay. But
it was a party.
I want to give them applause because, wow, the way that they phrased that in a way to make sure that, like, they didn't think that you knew. So they wanted to give you a compliment, make you feel good about, like, him liking you, but make sure you know that he has a girlfriend. Like, just chef's kiss to the work of those women.
So I'm taking the girlfriend doesn't go to y'all's school.
Have a girlfriend at a different school? Yeah. Yeah. I do, in fact, though, I think it's okay that right now you feel like you can't trust anyone because I do think you're a little too trustworthy.
I think you shouldn't even trust yourself right now.
No. I think your picker is off. And I think the fact that, like, you had heard rumors and he, like, swore off. By the way, saying you're not built for cheating. Is his dick locked in a box? Like, what do you mean you're not built for cheating? Like, it's just, that's not like a thing. But also, these red flags are piling up and all of this stuff. You're pressing the roommate for truth. Like, what's his social media? Like, did you do any of this kind of digging? And, like, if you know a man is lying or, like, not sharing the full truth with you, are you dropping it? Or are you, because, like, to me, it's like, oh, the whole thing of, like, well, innocent until proven guilty. Like, I don't, if he hasn't given me a reason to not trust him, if there are rumors swirling around that you're a chronic cheater, therefore I have reason to not trust you. Like, it doesn't matter how you treated me. If that's how people are talking about you outside, we have to solve this together. This is not just like yeah, no, I'm not, I can't do that. Like, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this man must be really fucking hot.
Yeah. I also wonder if those two girls are the ones that started the rumor.
No, they're not even. It's not even a rumor. They were like, they're.
Yeah, I mean, you know, because she said there was rumors going around, and I
Yeah.
think those two girls started it.
Yeah, because I bet one of those girls went to high school with his girlfriend, or like is friends with his girlfriend's cousin, and is like, okay, I can't like meddle that bad, but like I can't just sit back and do nothing.
Right.
And like this whole thing of like she was crazy. You're trying to let it go, but we still text every day. With love, you're not letting it go. And also, you should be so offended that he called you an experiment. Like, are you ET? And you should do phone home, call the girlfriend.
What was it about? What was he experimenting with? What were y'all doing?
His dick that was locked up. He's like, let's see if you can break the code. Like, you need to find his girlfriend, tell his girlfriend, and you need to not trust this man.
No, like break up with him and things. I mean, y'all are together, but like stop talking to him, because either way, your heart's going to be broken, and it's better to do it now than later. Also, you've graduated. You never have to see this man again.
Mm-hmm. And like you saying, like, do I cut him off or do I tell him how I feel? He knows how you feel. Telling him how you feel does not change a circumstance or anything, because he still flirts with you, sexts you, treats you like you're more than a friend. Like there's nothing that you could say or talk about your feelings that'll make this be different, unless you're like, you know what, I'm actually cool being the other woman while you cheat on your girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And if like that's the case, like morally, no. Ethically, no. That is going to make everything worse for everybody involved. But like, if we're just speaking selfishly, it is going to make it worse for you. It is going to wreck your confidence even more. And this man might be hot, but he cannot be that hot.
No.
And also, I don't like how he talks about women, including his ex, including his current girlfriend, and including you.
Please, please, please leave him alone. We don't need to look at him, think about him, unless it's evil thoughts.
Yeah, a little voodoo doll.
So, yeah, I'm glad that you enjoyed your last semester of school and you got your back broken in, and that's all that we need. That's what we're taking away: a degree and good sex and a new man.
Yep. He's only going to get worse.
Like, you can't even trust him, because, like, does he go around saying, like, who are you to, what does he tell?
That's
it
what
seems
I mean.
like all his friends know who you are. Who are you to them?
Yeah, and like how he talks about his ex and how his friends talk about his ex will be how also they talk about you. Like, it's just, it's not like how he speaks about women is how he will speak about all women. And like, ultimately, I do think you should reach out to her and tell her.
Yeah, I think she knows, though. Like, if those other girls know, I feel like that she knows.
Hopefully, but it also might make you.
Yeah. But I think you should still tell him. But you've also continued to keep this up for months.
Yeah.
The senior crawl. So I'm guessing that would have been like May. It's October.
Yeah. This is not. Don't waste any more of your time.
No.
This is just like self-sabotage of your confidence at this point.
All right. That's the end of our episode.
We hope you all enjoyed. And my God, is it hard being 23 is my takeaway from this episode. Because like, and I'm not making fun of y'all. Like, being 23 was really fucking hard. Like,
it was. It
dating
really
at 23.
was.
Oh my God. I do think.
And I wasn't lucky.
Wait.
I didn't have anybody locked
Oh my
down.
God, sorry. That's when Maz and I started dating.
Okay, well, I can speak from my experience.
Before that, I was still 23 for a bit before we started. No. But regardless, like socially, like everything at 23 is really fucking hard because like you're on the cusp of like your frontal lobe developing. So like you're feeling more mature than you and more rational than you necessarily are. Like the men, social situations, friends, like being out of college, like settling in and all of that kind of shit. Like it's just, and the alcohol, like there's just a lot.
Yeah. When I was 22, I was more settled in a relationship. With 23, I was wilding out. Like, that was a good, fun time. And I want y'all to be having fun and not, being with these guys that don't deserve it.
And like, I don't think this is, I don't think, and I'm not advocating for like an age gap relationship or anything like that, but like, no one should date a 23-year-old man. Like,
y'all should just be hooking up.
Yeah, you should just be fucking them.
And then we get to have that fun 23 year, that year of 23. And then we, start looking seriously again.
Yes. And I think between 24 and 26, sure, they can become your boyfriend. Mm-hmm. But like at 23, they are not fit to be a boyfriend.
No. I was not fit to be a girlfriend.
Exactly. I was 23. Mott's was not 23. But like when I dated, like, oh my God, just the...
You thought you wanted a finance... Well, I mean, yes. You kind of ended up with one. But like,
but that was an accident.
Yeah. And that also wasn't his trajectory at that time either.
I was like, I want a guy who's like 6'3", he's in finance. And then I kept meeting them and I was like, God, you're dull as shit. Mm-hmm. And your parents are always from Orange County, which is politically not good for me. And just, yeah, there's just so much that you like think that you just like see the good in these men at 20. Men at 23, I'll put them in the bad category. Bad. And then circle back. Get it? Circle back. Let's call it to our other podcast, everybody. Which, speaking of, no new episode.
Well, they already know that.
Perfect. I forgot about our schedule. Yep, you're right. My other takeaway from this is toxically really shipping Chicago and Mark.
I want Chicago to be with a boyfriend.
You do? I mean, I do love St. Louis. Louise from St. Louis.
Yeah. I think the boyfriend, because Mark had his chance.
Well, and also, if we're not dropping everything to be with Mark can't be that hot.
Yeah. Because like you went from a toxic relationship to a good relationship. Mark was there throughout all that.
Oh my God. Yeah. Mark was like, I've been here. Help. Mm-hmm. I'm still at the restaurant. I'm still here waiting in the wings. Good point. I know that this is anonymous and I'm not asking people to do this, but because you can't like attach a photo of these people ethically, really, you can't do that. I do wish I had better faith in all of you. And I mean this kindly. To cast that who would play them in a movie, but we have been burned by the white Michael B. Jordan. That I don't know that I trust you guys anymore about your.
It was the vibe.
Specifically, the Architectural Digest video vibe. But I want to know if you like tell me that Mark is Miles Teller, and boyfriend is Theo James. It's a lot easier. But hey, maybe love is blind. Okay.
All right. Well, join us on Friday for Fisting Friday. Monday, there will be maybe an episode of But Am I Wrong? Tuesday, we've got See You Next Tuesday. Wednesday, a little break. And then on Thursday, we'll be back for a new episode of Don't Blame Me.
Woo!
Bye.
See ya. Production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lorenz.
Production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso.
Legendary stories, awe-inspiring sound, and endless adventure. Welcome to the realms of peril and glory. Explore the mechanically magical vistas of Vale, the paranormal mysteries of liminal London, and the cyberpunk chaos of Cyborg. Fall in love with our core cast, or be awed by our incredible guests from familiar shows like Oxventure, Three Black Halflings, and No Rolls Barred. Ignite your imagination and discover the realms of peril and glory today. Go to realmspod.com or search Realms of Peril and Glory wherever you listen to podcasts.
Does music really have the power to heal? How can you instantly be more persuasive? What would the world be like if there were no bugs? These are the kind of topics we explore in every episode of my podcast called Something You Should Know. My name is Mike Carruthers, and what we do on Something You Should Know is we find leading experts and curate topics that will impact your life, satisfy your curiosity, or simply fascinate you. Maybe all of the above. Out of all the millions of podcasts in the universe, Something You Should Know is usually ranked in the top 200 of all podcasts on Apple. A lot of people like Something You Should Know, and I'm willing to bet you will too. We deliver 3 episodes a week and have a catalog of over 1,000 shows for you to listen to. Give a listen to Something You Should Know, wherever you get your podcasts.
Look, we all know there are a lot of celebrity interview podcasts out there, but there's only one, Happy, Sad, Confused. I'm Josh Horowitz, and yeah, I'm the host of the show, so I'm a little biased, but truly Happy, Sad, Confused is the place for nerdy and intimate conversations with all your favorite actors and filmmakers. From Andrew Garfield and Scarlett Johansson to Christopher Nolan and Quentin Tarantino. For over 10 years and over 700 episodes, Happy, Sad, Confused has broken movie and TV news every single week. That's because I ask all the questions I want to know, and more importantly, you want to know. Casting what-ifs, backstage stories, acting pet peeves, and much more. So whether you're into superheroes, prestige TV, or just the coolest actors and directors alive, you're going to learn something in every episode. Listen to Happy, Sad, Confused on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.